AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 3. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Cassie Spazette.
Oh, look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
Mute her. And Mr. Toby Tom Plett. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. If Ross is going to keep coming on with us at the top of the hour to do the Saints camp reports, we got to get a drop for Ross.
All right, we can get a drop for Ross.
My first thought is like pivot.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, my first thought was Friends, but I mean that's great. Yeah, pivot's great.
Is there any more famous Friends line?
We were on a break. Is the other thing I'd say with Ross.
Cassie, you want to vote?
I think that one's probably the most like.
Which one?
memorable.
Pivot or
we were on a break.
we're on a
Ooh,
break?
Pivot would be good.
Pivot would be.
Did
good
you not
too.
just hear me yell pivot?
I couldn't really tell what you said.
Pivot! Like, what did you think I was saying?
I don't know.
Pivot or all right? Well, let's ask Ross. Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, Locked on Saints. Yo, dude, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me. I'm excited about this.
Well, you were excited about the Open, the energy from the Open when you were here Friday, I think, whatever day it was last week.
Yeah.
And so we got to get you a drop. So do you want to pick it?
Well, I love the idea of pivot. I think that's a really good one. There's Unagi is a really good one, too, from Friends. And then another good one from there would be They Don't Know That We Know That They Know We Know.
That's probably
a super fun one. But I like pivot.
Okay.
It's quick.
That's
punchy.
my first reaction. It turns out I'm really good at this. That's how Muse's Barbie Girl stuck. But the way he got his drop, Ross, is I asked him, I said, all right, Muse, you get a drop. What do you want it to be? He goes, I don't care. So I just thought, okay, what's the worst, most embarrassing thing in the world I could possibly think of? So I said, Barbie Girl by Aqua. And he goes, no. I was like, no, you don't care. That's it.
You didn't care.
And it actually has really worked because it stuck. People probably ask him more about that than anything except for him being a pothead. Right, Muse? Is that about right?
Nobody asked me about being a pothead. Nobody asked me.
Well, that just changed today.
Not you too, Ross.
Now, dude, look, this is how it works, man. You can't come on here and say, no one asked me about being a pothead.
Yeah.
Now, everyone's going to ask you about being a pothead.
That's so true.
It's not a me thing. It's just the way it works.
So and you don't have to have a Ross Friends drop. It could be anything you want it to be. Like, what do you want your drop to be? If you could have something else. But if you want pivot, we could do that.
Yeah, no, I like pivot. I love the Friends connection. Love that show. I mean, the only other thing that would work, actually, for me would be the sound of Jazzy Jeff getting thrown out of the house. That would also be
okay,
good.
We're going to workshop it because we're in the middle of camp and we got plenty more to do, so we're going to workshop
right.
it. Okay. Muse, I expect to have this tomorrow, okay, when Ross is here. Or you can get it by the end of the segment.
The Saints are off tomorrow. But I mean,
damn it!
So Ross will be back with us Wednesday.
All right, Wednesday.
Yeah, but it just means you got time. It means you got time.
You'll need it.
Pothead.
Okay, give me a reaction to Ja'Lynn Polk retiring. Did you see this coming?
No, not at all. This was insane. It was such a random one, and hey, look, the Saints are no, stranger to random retirements. Everyone from Kiko Alonso showing up for one day of camp to Dallin Holker retiring going into his second year. It's not something that they haven't experienced before, but this one was really out of nowhere, right? We had that exclusive that we ran over at LouisianaSports.net, conversation with Ja'Lynn, where he was talking about how excited he was the opportunity ahead, the Saints kind of betting on him, how he wanted to prove them right. He went out to San Diego with Tyler Shough and the other guys that went out there to work out with Drew Brees. Everything up until the retirement was pointing to the idea that he was completely, ready to go and all this. So I assume personal decision, it's kind of a decision that Kellen Moore confirmed today was made out of, what would be best for him moving forward. So I assume something changed probably for him away from football, but I'm speculating around it. But, we'll see what we learn. But very, very surprising because it seemed that everything was headed towards not only him getting an opportunity here to earn a role, but it looked like he was going to get that role going into 2026.
So who benefits the most from Polk's retirement?
I think it's really the rookies, even though they were probably already set up for opportunities to make the roster anyway, Bryce Lance and Barryon Brown, but they're seeing so much more exposure now with both Mason Tipton as well as Ja'Lynn Polk now not a part of the rotation. So they're all of a sudden getting into these, big time, high flying second, first team reps with Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shough, and they're taking full advantage of those. Now, there are some of the other guys that move up, like Trey Palmer, who's really taken advantage of the volume of chances that he's been given. Same thing for Bub Means. He's gotten a lot of opportunities out there as well. So those guys are going to get a chance to try to convince the Saints to keep six around in terms of the number of wide receivers. But as of right now, the Saints could easily walk into the 2026 season with just 5 wide receivers in Chris Olave, Devon Vele, and their 3 rookies led by Jordan Tyson. And so now it's just a little bit of a different ballgame to where instead of there being a 6 wide receiver spot assumed because of the investment that the Saints made in Ja'Lynn Polk, that assumption's not necessarily there. And so they've got to convince the team to keep a 6th player on that active roster. Otherwise, they're battling for the practice squad.
Ross Jackson, at Ross Jackson Nola, is with us, Saints Camp Report. Okay, so today was the first day in pads. What was different?
Offense was really, really on point today and really kind of started to find its rhythm, which usually you get a strong start by the defense in camp. The offense starts to close the gap a little bit. The pads come on and the defense kind of takes back over. So this was a little bit out of the ordinary rhythm for what we're used to seeing, but it felt like the Saints, and especially Tyler Shough's portion of the offense with the first team, felt like the Saints offense really finally got their feet under them, won some balls downfield. The run game started to come together quite a bit more with pads going on as well. So the physicality ticked up for the offensive line there. So I think the biggest difference with pads going on was that the offense kind of found its footing.
I also noticed, we keep asking about this, but one thing you reminded me before camp that is a battle we need to watch is the place kicker battle. So how did that go today?
Yeah, so Charlie Smith was back up for his 3rd session, and then so the next practice, Tanner Brown will go up again. And so Charlie Smith had kicks from extra point distance out to 54 yards. This is the first time the Saints have gone beyond 50 yards on attempts so far. He made 4 of his 5 attempts with a miss from 44, got a chance to re-kick that 44-yarder and was able to make it. And so, had otherwise up to 54 yards was good. So he's sitting now at 14 of 15 all of his first chances, 1 for 1 on re-kicks. And that matches where Tanner Brown is in terms of cadence with who's 9 of 10. He has 1 miss and then got an opportunity to re-kick. The difference of the misses was 44 yards from Charlie Smith and extra point distance for Tanner Brown in his first kick of camp.
Defensively, Isaac Yiadom and Danny Stutzman got some first-team reps?
Yeah, those guys got their opportunity to get involved in the first team a little bit. We saw Quincy Riley go down to the second team for a full series. We saw Pete Werner just kind of sit on the sideline for a couple of plays while Danny Stutzman got his first-team reps. Kellen Moore was asked about that after practice. This is just kind of part of what they like to do, of getting those guys some additional exposure and some opportunities with the first team. You got to imagine Danny Stutzman's role from last year where he was not starting games, but he was on the field for the 3rd series in each half. You got to imagine that role is going to grow. So you want to get him some reps with the rest of those first team defensive guys. And then, Yiadom's been a longtime starter in the NFL and is their key backup. So getting him some reps opposite Kool-Aid McKinstry after he got a few reps opposite Quincy Riley while McKinstry was sidelined for a day, just kind of evens and balances some things out. And so I think that's a little bit of them managing snaps, but also just getting those guys some of that exposure to being within that first unit.
I know it's early, but we always look at whatever UDFAs might be out there flashing a little bit, looking to make a team. Anybody catching your eye so far through 5 days?
Yeah, there's one. I'm really curious what your thought on this is going to be, actually, because I know Camp Darlings aren't necessarily your favorite, but a UDFA guy on the defensive side, usually a little bit of a different story. And Michael Heldman's been really, really fun to watch, the edge rusher out of Chattanooga. And he just consistently makes plays. Now, he's making these plays with the third team, of course, so we have to keep everything in context. But he's somebody that is winning around the edge. He's winning with some bull rush moves. He's been able to get some interior pressure as well. And so he's kind of got this really interesting built-out arsenal of pass rush moves already that usually you don't see for an undrafted free agent coming in. But this is a guy that also had, double-digit sacks, double-digit tackles for a loss last year. And so I think he's kind of been the UDFA standout with no UDFA wide receiver in the mix this year outside of Brock Rechsteiner. Not really a lot of guys getting those opportunities right now to kind of show up the way that they have in previous camps. But this time, instead, you're seeing it over the defensive side.
Ross Jackson, at Ross Jackson NOLA. You can read him for free at louisianasports.net. Listen or watch for free Locked On Saints podcast YouTube. All different types of ways you can get Ross. Pivot! I did it for you. All right, we will have your drop for you on Wednesday. So don't screw it up. Not talking to you. I'm talking to Muse. Pothead.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. I'll make sure I don't screw it up too, though. I don't want to talk over it.
Well, no, we won't bring the phone pot live until after.
So you're gonna have my back.
Yeah. We got it. Say, look, hey, this ain't my first rodeo. All right,
it's a very, very supportive crew.
Thank you, Ross. We appreciate it. We'll do it again Wednesday.
Absolutely. Thank you, bud. You take care. Stay safe. Talk to you soon.
See ya. That is Ross Jackson. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. You want to see 2020? Call 924-2020. School kicking off for those kiddos. Make sure that you bring your son or your daughter to the Williamson Eye Center. Get their eye exam. Do your annual eye exam. You too, adults. You should always have your annual eye exam. You check everything else, right? Don't forget about your eyes. Check your ears and your teeth and your heart, your lungs, and all the stuff to make sure that everything's as it should be. Don't neglect your eye care. We always say it, eye care, eyewear, eye surgery. They do all three. Full service over at the Williamson Eye Center. You can do your annual eye exam. If you need to fill a glasses or contacts prescription, they can do it at their optical shop at the Williamson Eye Center. And then also, of course, refractive procedures where you can ditch those contacts and glasses forever. If you're worried about price, they have a really great tool at the website. It's a cost calculator. It'll tell you what the expense would be lifetime wearing contacts and glasses as opposed to if you had a refractive procedure. It'll change your life to be able to wake up in the morning and just see. Start by going for that free consultation. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com for the Williamson Eye Center. All right, it is After Further Review, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us here. About 45 minutes from right now is when that donor meeting, the top 40 donors with President Wade Roos and Governor Landry is going to be taking place at the governor's mansion. There's one today, and then there's another one on Wednesday. So quick preview of that in about 15 minutes from right now. When we come back, though, it's always interesting. We got Jimmy coming up for Otter Locks. I always am interested by what Vegas says about a season and players and whatnot. And they've updated, some of the sports books have updated point spread value for quarterbacks. And if you don't know what that means, I'll explain. But I think it's there's an interesting illustration about Tyler Shough that I'll explain when we come back. Stay here. I'll explain. It's AFR.
After Further Review.
Get Gordon. Get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do it. Injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. Of course, saw those the LSU football players taking on that plane to Dallas over the weekend, and it was the big rug at the bottom of the steps was G Air. So yeah, it was Gordon's plane that they took. All's on the up and up, but Gordon's a great supporter of the Tigers and has been his whole life. His family has great ties there with LSU athletics, and not only does Gordon love supporting the Tigers and student athletes, but giving those great opportunities to deserving young people in all sports, both men's and women's sports, at both the revenue and non-revenue sports, at LSU and other places as well. Bottom line is, Gordon loves to give back to the communities that he serves. He says it all the time, and he lives it every day. So If you've been injured in an accident, you can trust Gordon and his great team to get you what you deserve. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding. And oh, we do shutters too.
A Kyle on the text line suggested a drop for Ross to use Sorry Miss Jackson by Outkast.
Okay, I get it. Yep. Ross's last name is Jackson. Yep, I get it.
But he's not Miss Jackson.
He's not.
He's not. John Jones just said Ellen Moore and then Pothead.
Ellen Moore.
He sent that at 4:20.
Oh, wow. He was ahead of the game.
I think he was just noting it was your time, Muse. It was just your time. And then Greg Lehman said, ask Musso, do you have any recommendation on edibles? Looking for a good body high.
I don't, Greg. Sorry.
Why are you so selfish?
I'm not selfish. I have no idea what to tell him about that.
Maybe you just spoke in code. We just don't know it.
No.
Maybe so. Maybe that's just what happened just now. Could be. Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks.
Welcome back, Otter. Love it.
Welcome back, Otter. If you say it real fast, it's like saying welcome back, Otter.
It is.
See?
Look at that.
See what you just did?
Didn't even mean to do it.
I know you didn't. But I was sharp enough to observe it.
So this is, look, it's teamwork right there. That's how it goes.
I don't know if that's what that is.
That's literally what that was.
No.
Yeah. 2 heads are better than 1 type deal. Yeah.
Especially when one head is high as a kite.
No.
Right. Maybe?
No, not even a little bit.
Ben Fawkes is a senior betting analyst. Fawkes, okay? I said Fawkes. That's the man's name. Ben Fawkes. That's his name.
It is his name. He works at Yahoo.
Fawkes. I don't want to hear any complaining. His name is Ben Fawkes.
That's incredible. So good. Like,
what did he say? Scone's going to get fined. No, I'm not. His name is Fawkes.
Oh, Lord.
And he's a sports betting analyst at Yahoo. Ben is.
Does a great job, they say.
Of all the Fawkes,
Well,
he's the greatest. When it comes to sports betting, he gives more than 2 Fawkes.
there it is.
The possibilities are endless.
Does he really?
Get him on the show.
Yeah. We're gonna email Ben. Ben's got to have a weekly piece called "What the Fawkes." Like, what are we doing, man?
I don't know that one works as much.
I kind of like
No,
it.
because it's pluralized and it has to make sense. Like the giving to Fawkes is what works because it's
Well, then
it's
just take the S off of it.
no, but then that's not his name.
That's true.
That's why the two.
Then it would be even worse, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ben
Ben.
11 odds makers at 10 different legal sportsbook to ask point spread value for every starting quarterback in the NFL above their replacement, their backup. Maybe it'd be appropriate to ask Jimmy about this when he's here, but effectively a point spread value is just what it sounds like. It's what is that player's impact on the spread. And if you don't sports bet, that's fine. I'm not in any way trying to force you or suggest you should, but a lot of people do. But I think the other thing that's maybe even more important is just to understand that the odds makers are really, 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 really good at what they do. And so, I mean, Lane Kiffin even said last week at Rotary that he thinks Las Vegas should be used to set the field for the playoff. Like, there's no bias. The only thing they care about is money. They're trying to generate equal action on both sides of a number. Like, that's what Vegas's objective is. So if Josh Allen doesn't play for the Bills and Kyle Allen, his backup, does, what is the point spread value? How does that affect the spread? Well, Josh Allen leads the NFL in point spread value. He's 7.23 points ahead of Kyle Allen, his backup, which basically means if Josh Allen doesn't play for the Bills, you would adjust the spread by 7.2 points, which is a crazy thing in the NFL. But it goes to show you the value of Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes was 2. By the way, this is so wild as you start to go through all the preseason stuff in camps. You remember who Patrick Mahomes' backup is now? It's Justin Fields. Like the crazy, chaotic, transient nature of sports. Stafford is 3. Drake May is 4. Part of that is, yes, Drake May is good, but his backup is Tommy DeVito. Tommy Cutlass over here. What the Fox? It's his name. Ben Fox. That's his name. Fawkes.
It's his name. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing else.
Lamar Jackson, 5. If you look at the full rankings, the biggest change year over year is Burrow. Burrow went from 5. He dropped down to 12. His backup, by the way, Joe Flacco. Yeah.
I thought I had something I did.
Don't move up to the mic if you don't have something to say.
I thought I had it. It wasn't there, then it left.
It's that time of day, Muse. I get it. Just kick back. Have some Doritos. Justin Herbert, Dak, Jalen Hurts, and Jared Goff tied at 8. And then Jordan Love, that's your top 10. Jaden Daniels, 11. Who, in his backup, of course, is Marcus Mariota, former number 2 overall pick, which is a little surprising to see that disparity. It's a 5-point point spread value difference with Daniels as opposed to Mariota. Then Burrow, so Daniels, Burrow. Caleb Williams, for all the hype on Caleb Williams, he's 13th on this list, and his backup is Tyson Bagent, who the Saints beat in the Dome a couple years ago, if you remember. Trevor Lawrence, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, 16, Bo Nix, C.J. Stroud, Geno Smith, Brock Purdy. We're at 20, and we haven't even yet got to Tyler Shough. The Purdy one is interesting, though, because San Francisco paid Purdy, but his backup is Mac Jones, of course, a former first-round pick and played pretty well last year in Purdy's absence. Aaron Rodgers, 21. Malik Willis, still haven't gotten to Tyler Shough. 23 is Daniel Jones. Kyler Murray is 24. Kyler Murray. Whew. Bryce Young, 25, thank you. There's Tyler Shough at 26. Followed by Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Watson, Jacoby Brissett, and Tua. That's your list. This is a little surprising to me. And I understand with Shough, you only have a 9-game sample. But we saw Shough start 9 games last year, and the difference in the offense with Shough as opposed to Rattler was pretty stark. Now, it's also fair to mention there was a disparity in the competition level. When you're playing the Jets and the Titans and the Dolphins, you're playing the bottom of the NFL when Shough was out there, and that's when you piled up your wins late in the season when he went 5-4 against a lot of teams in the bottom of the NFL. And again, the numbers are the numbers, and that's the reason it's surprising. And I trust it is because I trust Vegas and odds makers. They're not looking at it through a black and gold prism like I am. Very optimistic that Tyler Shough is going to be the guy, and now you give him weapons on top of the experience he has in another year in the offense, and he's established as the starter. That I think he'll have this sort of trampoline effect and a big bounce this year. But it is surprising to see that small of a gap, just 2.5 points difference between Shough and Rattler, less than a field goal difference between the two. But it feels so much greater than that. I'll be fascinated to see what that number may look like next year, because I do think Tyler Shough is going to have, against a last-place schedule, because the Saints were last in the division. They're playing the second easiest schedule in the NFL by opponent's win-loss record of a season ago. Shough has the 9 games as the starter, now the full offseason, entrenched as the starter, not trying to win the job. And you've given him on top of Olave, Travis Etienne and Jordan Tyson and Barron Brown and Bryce Lance, and you drafted Oscar Delp, and you signed Noah Fant, and Juwan Johnson's back, and you got a healthy offensive line, and you bring in David Edwards. Like, all of those things point to the Saints being a demonstrably better offense this year. But right now, Vegas don't think a whole lot of Tyler Shough. And I think it's just good perspective from a starting point to say, all right, we're excited. They feel like there's still a lot to prove for Tyler Shough, and they may not be wrong, but looking forward to watching him this season, see if he can. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Want to remind you about Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. That's me and Terrio and Tilly and our whole staff, and our new partner, Pro Football Hall of Fame electee and soon-to-be inductee, the one and only Drew Brees. Of course, joined our team over at Parish Construction and Roofing. We're fired up for Drew. He'll be enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame this weekend, and we'll certainly be celebrating him all week over at Parish Construction and Roofing and on our socials and everywhere. So we're super grateful to have Drew as one of our partners. And look, if Drew Brees trusted us enough to be a partner with us at Parish Construction and Roofing, you can as well. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com, roof repairs, roof replacements, commercial, residential. We do gutters. We do soft wash. We can soft wash your home, your roof. Like we've soft washed the LSU out basketball practice facility. We soft washed Mike the Tiger's cage. Like, we can do any size commercial or industrial facility. We'd love to help you out at Parish Construction and Roofing. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing. All right, y'all. A couple of segments to go. Monday shows are brought to you by Relief Windows. We'll knock out a break. When we come back, do want to give you a quick preview of that donor meeting over at the Governor's Mansion, which is set to start here in about half an hour from right now. And tell you what, there was one report that's floating out there today about a deal being done. I don't know that the source is super credible. There's actually not a lot of definition behind the report, but I do have a good sense and handle on what is going to be discussed at this meeting tonight, and hopefully we'll have the opportunity to have Dr. Wade Roos on AFR this week and have him here on the show with us to sort of explain all this for everyone, which the top 40 donors will learn tonight and on Wednesday. So we'll continue here on a Monday edition of AFR presented by Relief Windows.
After further review.
GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. They are complete employer solutions. That's our friends over at Glow Resources. Remember, if you're looking to hire, if you need the right people and you're struggling to find those right people to make your business more efficient, Glow Resources can help. That's what they do. They help your business operate more efficiently by finding the right people. This is not temp staffing. They're finding you permanent solutions. And it doesn't matter if you're looking for skilled blue-collar labor or if you're looking for any type of office job, from an entry-level office assistant all the way up to the C-suite. Glow Resources can help. That's what they do. And they're not just local. If you go to glowresources.com/careers, you will see the gigantic variety of types of jobs and locations. New Roads, Splendora, Texas, Sanford, North Carolina, glowresources.com.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and we do shutters too.
All right, rolling along here on a Monday edition of AFR. We always appreciate Brandon and Adrian Holly, our great friends over at Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. The meeting at the Governor's Mansion is going to take place today. It's a story we broke over at LouisianaSports.net with the top 40 donors being invited. It'll be the governor and Dr. Wade Roos, the LSU system president, who will make the presentation tonight. They're holding two meetings, Monday and Wednesday, just to give some of those folks the opportunity who might not be able to make it on one, make it to the other. I did reach out, by the way, to Dr. Roos and his office today about him coming on the show to discuss what they're going to be discussing at the Governor's Mansion. And he did give me a sort of a tentative verbal agreement, working out timing and schedules and all that stuff. Might be a little complicated, but we'll look forward to that. When we can. Listen, we over at LouisianaSports.net, we broke the story of this meeting taking place. So naturally, I feel like I have a pretty good sense on what is going to be discussed. There was a report today from something called Red Eye. saying that LSU has closed a deal with private equity. Here's what I'm comfortable saying right now, and we'll all learn soon enough, is that LSU is not just doing a straight private equity deal. That's not. I will tell you definitively that is not what this is. This is not just LSU giving up a percentage of LSU Athletics revenue in exchange for cash from a private equity firm. That is not what this is. Just a straight private equity deal. As we talked about when we broke the news of this meeting happening, obviously there is going to be a cash infusion. It's quite literally the thing you're looking to do. You need money. So how do you acquire money and then generate many different levels of recurring revenue over in perpetuity? That's all where, if you were here when we talked about it then, the thing that I will tell you in the limited time that I've gotten to know Dr. Roos, that gives me as I'll tell you as an LSU alum, I'll speak as Matt, the LSU alum, who wants great things from my alma mater. And then obviously the guy who hosts the show, who there's an entire economy built around LSU athletics, of which I'm a part. We're like, if they're good, my business is good. And many of you can relate. Like, I want them to win. But I will tell you that Dr. Roos is a really smart man. The way I've said it to anyone that's asked is there are a lot of people that will underestimate him because he sounds like he's from Cutoff, and that would be a gigantic mistake because that is a brilliant dude. I don't know, the dozen to 15 times that Dr. Roos and I have had the opportunity to talk. And usually it's we're at the NIL event or the Our Lady Lake Big Bash, or some at a baseball game, at Will Wade's introductory press conference. The different time at the Our Lady Lake Christmas party. We've crossed paths and had a chance to speak from time to time. And what I'll tell you is this is a guy who, when you look into his background, he also this was a great soundbite. Can you play this music? This was on. So Michael Hackett does the Alligator Shoes podcast. If you've never listened to it, I recommend it. He just talks to influencers and leaders around Baton Rouge about great things they're doing in Baton Rouge. And so he had Dr. Roos on. This was back in June, and Dr. Roos talked about why. Now look, he is a university system leader. He's not an athletics leader. He runs the LSU system. But this is what he explained why it's so important for LSU athletics to succeed.
When you look at the enterprise that the president's over, once we get UNO into the system, it's about $3.8 billion. Athletics is about $250 million. But it's the loudest $250 million. It's the part everybody sees. But it's a very small portion of the total expenditures of the LSU system. But why is it so important? For exactly what I just said. It's the loudest $250 million of the portfolio. And it truly drives the brand. I keep saying over and over that, hey, why do we need to win a national championship in Tiger Stadium? Because everywhere you go with an LSU shirt on, people will say, go Tigers. And what does that do? That allows us to attract a young lady from New Jersey who loves college football or knows about LSU, comes here, has a life-changing higher educational experience, goes to med school, marries a Boudreaux, and stays.
Right. He's got a lot of passion for LSU, for the state of Louisiana, and I'm going to be really fascinated to hear a full explanation of what they have planning, because if you're not familiar with Dr. Roos's background, he is not a career academician. He began his career in finance, and he worked in private equity and battled the Fed so long that the Federal Reserve in Chicago ultimately hired him. So he's worked on both sides of it, and then sort of in the second phase of his career went into academia and started at the bottom as a professor, and then worked his up to tenure, and then into administration, and now we know went back to McNeese and home to Louisiana at McNeese, and where he played college football, and now is at LSU. But in any event, he is a really smart guy who is a finance guy by trade in his background. And from my understanding is this is a very creative way that they have structured what they're planning to do. That is a first of its kind, as the statement from Matt Borman said, a month ago or whenever it was that they released that email. And my sense of it is, and I could be wrong, but I have produced content for this audience every day at scale since 2007. This is my 20th football season that I will be working on this beat. And overwhelmingly, I think most people care to the degree that it affects, in this the sports audience, right? Care to the degree that it affects LSU's ability to win and lose. So as to say, and I know I'm oversimplifying it, but if coming out of this meeting, the consensus is this is going to help LSU continue to remain nationally relevant and win at a championship level in perpetuity, hot damn, sign me up. I think that's going to be the overwhelming response. But there are also, I think, a group of very conscientious folks that want to know how this thing is going to be structured. And we should get that answer. If stuff leaks out of this meeting tonight, or if we wait till we're fortunate enough to have Dr. Roos come on the show and explain it himself, which I certainly look forward to. I'm looking forward to having that conversation. So when we know more, we'll tell you. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Shawbill's Tire and Auto Service, shawbillstire.com, shawbillstire.com. Locations all over South Louisiana. Name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they keep you coming back because they treat you like family. Man, you blew a tire, or you're just noticing it's becoming a little threadbare there, and you need some more tread on those tires, make sure you go to Shawbill's. Go to the website. You can shop tires by year, make, model, body style, price. Find tires. You want to see all their specials. There's a promotions tab right at the top. If you go to shawbillstire.com, you do it now. Go to shawbillstire.com, hit the promotions tab there at the top of the page. You'll see the drop down. It'll show you every promotion they have in detail on how you can save on the best tires on the road. The best tires at the cheapest price. That's Shawbill's, and they treat you like family. ShawbillsTire.com, ShawbillsTire.com. Shawbills! We keep you rolling. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Been a really good Monday show. AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. If you missed anything, we talked a little bit about Sam Levitt in hour number 1. Joe Doyle was here last hour from Overslot Baseball. Little peek behind the curtain on Logan Schmidt. You heard Ross Jackson with a Saints camp report where we reacted to Ja'Lynn Polk's surprise retirement. If you missed anything, AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. And, of course, you can get a podcast, YouTube, anywhere if you want to watch or listen. We appreciate it. All right, final break of the show. We'll come back. Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks. I'm going to bounce because I have to get to an event over at Supper Club. Muse will handle Otter Locks. Welcome back, Otter. Welcome back, Otter. Welcome back, Otter. That's next on AFR.
AFR.
REV, RevFiber.com, RevFiber.com. You want to get things moving? Fiber helps get things moving. You want lightning fast internet speeds? RevFiber gets things moving. RevFiber.com, RevFiber.com. For your home or for your business, I know I've told you before, but at the Moscona household, we are Rev customers. They laid fiber in our neighborhood 6-8 months ago, something like that. As soon as they did, boom, we switched. You don't have, because the fiber is buried underground, you don't have to worry about tree limbs or high winds knocking your power and your cable out. You stay online. But it's not just for your home, for your business too. If you're a business owner, you want to save each month on security, automation, cable, internet, phone. You could do it all with one great local company that served our community for 90 years. It's Rev, proud partner of LSU Athletics. RevFiber.com, RevFiber.com. Love telling you about our friends at River Parish Contractors. Do amazing work and have for years. At River Parish Contractors, execution is more than just completing the project. It's delivering safe, predictable results through experienced leadership, skilled craftsmanship, disciplined project management. Today, River Parish Contractors is a full-service industrial construction company with more than 500 employees, dedicated estimating, project management, safety, quality organizations in a 32,000 square foot automated pipe and structural steel fabrication facility. It's incredible. Their capabilities for maintenance, turnarounds, capital projects, civil construction, pipe fabrication, structural steel fabrication. They do it all. They do it better than anyone. It's River Parish Contractors. rpcontractors.com, rpcontractors.com.
After Further Review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and we do shutters too.
All right, wrapping up hour number 3 here of AFR on this Monday, presented by Relief Windows. There's only one thing left to do, and it's been a while, but we welcome back Jimmy Ott for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, how was Del Mar?
But Del Mar is great. Is that a trick question? Come on.
I mean,
it is good. But glad to be back. And just missed you guys, man. You know, a little bit of void. You know, just I was out there every day about approaching 3:00. You know, watching the sun go down a little bit somewhere and itching. I said, I got to give picks to somebody. They're like, we don't want your horse picks. You don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, and you, I got to take a exception with you when you fill it in for Matt. And I was like, hey, we're taking the Red Sox tonight. You know, look, man, they're playing better ball right now. Oh, stop, Otter, stop. Who's hotter than the Red Sox, huh? Capped off with a sweep in Chavez Ravine. Come on.
Nobody's hotter, Otter. 28-5 since June 25th. Otter, get your future ticket now because they're winning the World Series come October. It's what's going to happen.
My buddy Chris Macero and I have a 30-1 ticket on them to win the American League.
Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
That is no longer available. But they were getting hot, and we knew they had a shot to get the American League. And look, who's unbeatable in the American League? People in New York right now are going crazy that the Red Sox picked up Adley Rutschman and not them. Say what you want about Rutschman. You got him just back-to-back playoff appearances. He was great, captain, all-star, home run, derby, contest, the whole thing, team leader. And, man, but his numbers since he got hurt has declined, and now maybe some inklings that he – but still, it's such a weak link with the Yankees with the catcher. And here's a guy that would have made their team better, period. And they let their rival, the Red Sox, got a shot at the division, man. I mean, they're just that good right now.
5
and
games.
Eighth and ninth, Whitlock and Chapman, I mean, it's lights out. So they're that was impressive, man, even to cap it off. What they did in Chavez Ravine. Talking about a hot team right now, let's get to our first pick. 7:00 first pitch in Houston. The local team, Houston has won 11 of 12. Got something to do with their shortstop Pena coming back. So borderline all-star, but you know the MVP of the ALCS, MVP of the World Series, and Pena. We know about Yordan Alvarez. He's been doing it all year. Triple crown leader right now. 1 in runs, 1 in RBIs, 1 in home runs, batting average. So we like Houston minus a modest price, minus 128 against the Blue Jays at home. One game underway. We put it out on the website. 1 in the top of the first. Phillies batting in the bottom of the first. Washington Philly over 9. Yes, even with the Pirates, number 2 scoring team. Dodgers are down to 3rd right now. Number 1 scoring team in Major League Baseball. That's just the Washington Nationals. Go back to a familiar pick. They're still cashing tickets. We'll take them tonight. And you probably still get the same number
9.5.
about now.
9.5 is what I'm looking at now. So, yeah, just about.
Yeah. All right. San Francisco minus 110. They have not had a good year this year. That is obvious. But, man, I love a good pitcher. And, man, Logan Webb has been lights out as of late. Minus 1 afternoon game where came up a bunch of, bloopers and infield singles and then a home run that cleared the bases. So that kind of makes his ERA a little bit misleading. That one kind of goofy inning. He's been the nuts after that. So we're taking Logan Webb against Texas. Quantrill is very average, but Texas coming off of getting swept at Houston. We're going to take San Francisco at a pick'em. And then I just got back from San Diego and went to one of the Padres games, and Padres have been playing good ball as of late. They've won 8 of 9, but it's all against really bad teams. At Arizona tonight, we're going to take an improving pitcher, Brandon Pfaadt, against Michael King. So Arizona at a little small plus price there. 4 picks for you tonight, Moose.
Astros, Nationals, Phillies, the over. Still like it at 9.5. The Giants, the Giants are all the way at plus 112 now.
Very
so
good.
you're getting even better price there. And then the Arizona Diamondbacks. Otter, where are you tomorrow?
Fredozzi Place on Government Street in the heart of Mid-City.
It's good to be back with Hanny, isn't it, Otter? It's
Yes,
just
it is.
It's good to
It
be
is.
back, huh?
It is. I miss my wife.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Y'all go check out the guys live at lunch tomorrow. Doe's Eat Place, of course, 11 to 1 here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Otter, good luck, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you.
All right, that is Jimmy Ott. That's just about going to do it here for us on After Further Review. Relief Windows, title sponsor of the Monday show. Great show, actually, here today, man. It was jam-packed from Ja'Lynn Polk retiring in the New Orleans Saints to LSU, Sam Levitt, wide receivers, going to work out in Dallas, Texas over the weekend. Obviously, Logan Schmidt, which, I mean, Lord, if I had more than 1 minute right now, I'd freaking gush about that, too. That's just, it's on. Like, it's on now. They went and just completely dominated the college baseball offseason to Jay Johnson and his staff. And 2027, it's back. It's back on there for that squad. Joe Doyle, thanks to him. Obviously, thanks to Ross Jackson for the camp report as well. You missed anything from today's show, and as we said, there was a lot. Of course, you can get it on demand. Presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org. They bring you After Further Review on demand, YouTube, podcast, wherever you get it. You can find AFR there. That's just about going to do it. Musso taking you home here as Scone had to jet out. He'll be back, obviously, at 3 o'clock, and we hope to have you with us as well. See you then.
AFR.
Summer is here, which means beach vacations, barbecues, backyard pool days, whatever you got going on. Make sure you celebrate with our friends at Rouse's, no matter what you're looking for. Meat or fish to throw on the grill. Maybe you want some cold drinks for the adults or the kids. Chips and dips and all the servings and sides. Rouse's is your spot with 76 locations from Lake Charles to Orange Beach and points in between. You're never far from a Rouse's location. And one of the things I love most is Rouse's always does their best to make sure they source local products. You want local Louisiana products and ingredients, you'll get them at Rouse's. Whether you're making groceries, a quick stop to pick up something for dinner, or a day at the pool, make sure you make Rouse's part of your summer every day. Found the Rouse's nearest you. You can shop the weekly ads online at rouses.com. Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home.